Hello everyone and welcome to the 2026 Lexus RX 500h F Sport Performance. And if you are not new to the channel and have been with us for some time, you will know that this is not a first time this vehicle has been on Allcarnews. This is actually the second time we now have the RX 500h F Sport Performance, and this time we have a new appearance package which kind of adds some flair to the vehicle, but overall it's pretty much the same package. So in this video we're going to see if there is anything new in the driving experience, because I actually have noticed some minor differences driving it over the course of this week, and we'll check out the powertrain, how it's kind of still playing in this really competitive field of these mid-size premium or very luxury SUVs, and how it even plays within Lexus's own lineup here. This one's pretty fully decked out. We have the Mark Levinson audio system, all of this great tech and packages and stuff, which really jacks up the price to around $74,000. So it is not a cheap Lexus RX whatsoever, but definitely check out our full tour review for that. We're going to go head off and drive in just a second. The 6-speed automatic gearbox in this particular one. We have a few different drive modes as well. We have like a normal, sport, eco, different drive modes, which is great. We actually have a traction off button here, direct 4 all-wheel drive, which means the rear axle is powered by an electric motor, not necessarily a direct connection to the engine here. So we have a full hybrid setup here, 2.4 liter turbocharged engine up front, hybrid battery pack and system here. So e-motors are putting around 107-ish horsepower. Engines around 270 horsepower. Combined, it's around 366, 406 torque. So pretty good power actually out of this 4-cylinder engine. But that's the whole thing about this that's really interesting, is that most of the competitors use a V6 and a boosted V6 or a hybridized V6 or an inline 6. So this isn't a normal powertrain in this class. Really great 360 cameras here. Also parking assistance as well on this particular one, with all the packages, and rear wheel steering. This is the only Lexus RX you can get rear wheel steering on. It's only around 4 degrees, so that's really meant to be both a, helping in parking lots for a better turning radius, but it also, as Lexus says, is supposed to help with performance in this RX as well. Maneuvering around town, we're going to start off, I believe we're in normal mode right now. Normal and eco are fairly similar. Eco is a little bit more prioritized as this hybrid system. But around town, this car is amazing. It's super luxurious. It's really quiet in here. We have double laminated glass all around us. Really, really quiet. Very insulated from the road, from the floor pan, from above us. There's sound deadening all over the place, and that is what you expect out of a Lexus experience here. But of course, they had to go on and add this F Sport Performance moniker to the RX here, also of auto brake hold. So we do have to, unfortunately, test it in that aspect. So it has to be treated as a performance vehicle, especially if it has a sport mode and all of these goodies that are said to improve all the driving dynamics here. So we'll talk about that a little bit in this car, even though I don't think it's a strong point whatsoever. Some rear wheel steering action here, really sharp turns. So it's a lot of boost from this front engine motor over here, and that is a really interesting aspect to this vehicle, because that front axle is putting out way more power than the rear axle. And it's interesting as well, as we have a 6-speed automatic in this vehicle, no ECVT, but you almost don't feel the shifts, and it kind of feels like a CVT because of that rear motor and the electric motors up front. It kind of work as a sort of torque fill, as almost a shift fill in this aspect here. So it almost feels like the gears are just blending in through all of each other, even though it is actually shifting, which is really interesting. Sport mode puts it in this aggressive gauge. You actually can lock it in a manual mode, which is pretty crazy here. So have a look at this. Not quick shifts whatsoever. We'll pop it back into full drive here for you guys, but we also have that active sound control, so it's pumping in fake engine sound from the speakers, which you can disable if you don't like it. And we have adaptive dampers on here, so the dampening is definitely a little bit on the stiffer side right now, as we have it in sport mode. And you can kind of feel it actually as a driver. So definitely a little bit more of some stiffer suspension control in sport mode, but at the end of the day, this isn't a very dynamic vehicle. These underpinnings are of, you know, the TNGA-K architecture here, which underpins quite a lot of vehicles in the Toyota Lexus lineup, like pretty much almost everything. And it's not the most performance-oriented architecture. We have a strut front suspension, multi-link rear, so you know, no double wishbones up there, and it's more of a luxury, comfort-tuned architecture. Even though we have a pretty sharp turn in, the car tends to understeer quite a lot, just as the characteristics of this platform. Doesn't feel particularly sporty. Even though it puts its power down really well, you feel the rear wheel steering kick in just a little bit if you're kind of pushing it into a corner, but it doesn't really reward me as a driver driving this thing aggressively. I actually find it, putting it in eco and normal and just driving around town, a much more normal overall experience for this RX500h F Sport performance. Even though it has that naming in its name here, that performance aspect to it, it doesn't really live up to it, I would say, too much in the real world testing. Now on the highway here, it's pretty quiet, and this is, I think, where a lot of people are going to be driving this vehicle, is on the highway, cruising around town, in and out of traffic, going to shopping and whatever, picking up your children. And in those aspects, I think it does a really great job. It is noticeably a little bit stiffer than a regular Lexus RX, and that is expected as it has this F Sport performance handling package here. And, you know, despite this being really generally pretty comfortable of a vehicle, it actually feels a little bit more comfortable than the last version of this. Well, I guess it's the same vehicle, but a few model years ago of this car. And I think it has to do with this wheel and tire combination here, even though those were also pretty big. But I'm not sure if they retuned something, but it feels a little bit softer, actually. Not as much crashing from the suspension, though I have noticed that, yes, it is stiffer, and while it may still feel pretty generally soft, there is a noticeable stiffness in the sense that my upper body portion and my head feel like it's being tossed around quite a lot. Even on pretty smooth pavement where there might be some like waves in the road, you really feel it in the upper portion of your body there. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. A regular RX is going to be a much more softer tuned overall vehicle. Now on this highway, we have a really good adaptive cruise control system here. This is Lexus's Safety System 3.0. So we have a really great radar adaptive cruise with what they call lane tracing assist, which is essentially lane centering and lane keep assist. So it is steering itself, even though it's not a hands-free system above a certain speed. If you are, I believe, below like 25-ish miles per hour or something like that, you can do this traffic assistant where it kind of fully takes control for you, but I believe that needs to be connected to a subscription that this one doesn't have, which is mildly frustrating to see. We can adjust our speed and following distance with these interesting capacitive steering wheel buttons here, which definitely takes some time to get used to, but when you do get used to them, it is a much better implementation than what Ford is doing currently on some Lincoln products, which I think is a little bit clunky, as it doesn't even have a indicator of what the button's actually doing, which is kind of crazy. Another cool feature about this particular Lexus RX500h F Sport performance, that is a mouthful to say, is that we actually have lane change assist. So you do have to have your hand on the steering wheel to do so, but if I just hold the indicator right here, check your surroundings, and it will change lanes for you, which is nice. It's actually pretty quick to do so. Not the most quick and most reactive lane change assist we've tested on the channel. The Germans definitely have that beat here, but it is cool that we still get this in this particular Lexus RX. But again, on the highway here is really where this thing impresses. It's so quiet in here. You can just whisper, honestly. You really don't have to speak loud. There's no wind noise, there's no road noise. Everything else is really just damped out around you. And of course, if you want some noise, you can, you know, take it out of this adaptive cruise mode, pop it into sport mode, use your shifts and have that fake engine sound pumped in here. But otherwise, it's more of a smoother overall driving experience, even in this particular application here. Another great part of this vehicle is this Mark Levinson audio system, which I think is fantastic, actually. It's really high quality, really crystal clear sound, and I'm glad they're still sticking around with this audio system in modern Lexuses. I know some Lexuses are actually kind of flip-flopping back and forth between these systems, but I think it works great in this RX, and I think it's worth the additional like $1,100 upgrade. So I believe it's a 21 speaker audio system in here, and with it being so quiet in here, and with this being such a comfortable overall driving experience, crank up that audio system and it really does get really pretty nice with the sound in this cabin. But otherwise, this is a really tough vehicle to almost recommend in some cases, because there are really great vehicles in the RX's own lineup, such as the plug-in hybrid, the regular 350h, as well as just the 350. And I almost think those are a better buy than this 500h of Sport Performance. I think they've really, tried to make the most performance-oriented RX for those select RX buyers that want something a little bit more sporty than the normal driving RX experience, but don't want to hop brands and go to something all out like an X5 or Mercedes GLE. So in that aspect, that's great for those Lexus buyers. But if you're looking for a smart buy within the Lexus lineup, I would definitely consider the plug-in hybrid or just the regular hybrid RXs. You're getting pretty good power number in those as well. And if you really are, pitching this against something like an MDX Type S or an X5 or a GV80, this does fall pretty short, I would say, in the performance department. It's not as sharp, it's not as dynamic, and the handling areas over there, it handles itself well for what it is, but pushing it to its limits, you do find those limits actually pretty quickly. So those are the only, thoughts I've had and kind of carry over from the last time we tested this vehicle. Again, really luxurious, super high build quality. I think it looks really sharp as well. It just falls a little bit off of that performance moniker that, is tied to this particular one's nameplate. But, if you want the most powerful Lexus RX and you want those little additional goodies to keep within the Lexus family, it's a pretty good buy overall, and they really don't have another alternative within their own lineup right now for this. As always, guys, thank you for joining us on yet another full tour and review over at Allcarnews, and stay tuned for more coming soon. Cheers.